Set 17. Here are my problems with the current set. Brief introduction. I am a master NA player under the name Experion. Don't know if you would consider my opinion relevant or not. However, I have noticed a bunch of issues with this current set that have really bothered me. And I'm the kind of person where I will literally not play ranked if I don't enjoy this set. You know, like set 16, the last set. Honestly, in my opinion, that was the best set they have ever released for team fight tactics. Like the best set. I had the most fun. It was the most flexible. It was great. Like yes, it did have its problems in certain patches, I will say, but overall, I can clearly see like that was like my favorite set. But this set, oh my goodness, it is a stark difference. Um, the first point that comes to mind immediately is that they definitely need to balance the guards mechanic. You know, like every start of the match, you get to pick two guards to help aid you in the game, right? They definitely need to balance that out because there are some gods that are just way more powerful than others, right? Not to mention, what I don't like is that it locks you into certain comps at the very start of the game, before the game has even started, right? Depending on what two gods you get, dictates what comps you even want to play, right? Which creates a situation now where most of the times in your games you will be contested most of the times, whereas in like last set, for example, I never really had to worry about being contested. There was a plenty of builds to go and I would have been fine, you know what I mean? But in this set, it even from the start of the game, as I said, you get locked into a certain amount of counts. Like for example, let's say you start off with Varus and Yasuo. So okay, the best comps to play in this situation are like reroll comps because Varus helps you with getting champions to reroll, and Yasuo helps you with certain comps like with hexes. In terms of if you want to go like Cho'Gath reroll with Ezreal, or what's the other one that's good with hexes? Like Stargazer, Medallion. That's another one, right? So it's like okay, you're already starting off with a finite level, a finite amount of comps you can play. One and two, there's a high chance you're going to be contested. Again, and that's just not fun. It's not fun. There's so many conditions to meet. I've actually seen other players talk about this as well. Box Box was one that came to mind. Soju, another, where everyone's starting to realize the same thing. This set is very conditional, and unless you meet certain conditions for certain comps, it's just completely unplayable. Completely unplayable. Um, it's not fun. I'm telling you, it's not fun. I'll be honest. I've been playing like ranked these past couple of days, and it's just been pissing me off. Like completely pissing me off because you could play perfectly well, you could play flexibly into what you get, and unless you meet the exact conditions for certain comps, you will go dead last, or worse yet, if you're playing the game and you have not been able to get a certain sense of direction yet, like you're playing the game but the game is not really giving you any sort of direction as to what you should play, and you don't stabilize and you don't like finalize what you're going to play like in the first stage and stage 2-1, right? If you don't figure out what you're doing by then, you're basically screwed, right? You're playing for like a bot 4 at that point. um I don't know, man. It's kind of weird to me. I know like the people who worked on the set are a different set of people who worked on the previous set, but how could it be so much of a far cry from what we just had? You know what I mean? It's just so bad. I don't know. Like I feel like I'm gonna wait until like the next patch comes out and then see if it's somewhat playable. I saw Tim release the video the other day. Since Mort is not here, um, like seeing the different changes they're gonna do for the patch. It looks to be interesting. I feel like I might just wait, right? Because right now the game is completely unplayable. Not to mention another thing is that when it first came out, it was like relatively okay, but the patch they released afterward, um, just made the game completely unplayable. Like how do you manage that? You know what I mean? Normally the patch is supposed to improve things, make things better, but it just made things really bad. You know what I mean? Certain comps just got gutted into the dirt. Mech was one for example. Mech got absolutely gutted. You literally it's literally unplayable unless you get specific items, specific augments. Unless you get those, you can't play it, right? Um, this is the first set I would say I've gotten tired of in like the first couple of weeks. This has never happened to me before. Seriously, even though there were sets that I did not like, I can't remember which one it was. The set with like the Golden Ox and Zeri was in that set and Draven. Um, I really hated that set. I'm gonna be honest. I think I didn't even bother climbing that set. I think I just sat at Emerald and just said I quit. I just quit. I was like, I'm not climbing. I hated that set. Right. But I don't want this set to be like that as well. Although it's looking to be like that. Again, I'm the kind of person I'm not gonna climb unless I'm having fun. Unless I like the set. That's just the honest truth. It's just me. I don't want to climb something where I'm not having fun. You know what I mean? Ranked is already much more difficult than just playing a regular game. And it's like, okay, I don't want to play ranked, which is already difficult. And then on top of that, just not have fun most of the time. Nah, I don't have the energy for that. I'm not like I don't play TFT for a living. I don't stream it for a living. I just play it in my free time. If you guys want to see me play, um, and like stream it or something, or put it up, I can do that. I can see what I can do to do that. Never done that before. I don't know if you guys would be interested in me and playing that stuff. Um, but I mean, yeah, sure. If you guys want me to, yeah, I will. But yeah, like what I'm tobacco to back to what I was saying. I really hope they make the fixes they need to do with this set. I don't want to dislike this set. Again, I don't think there's anything wrong with the mechanic, with the gods mechanic. I think it's pretty cool. Um, not the most, like innovative, but it's good. I like it. They just need to balance it out, right, and make the game more flexible and make it so that it's rewarding to be flexible and that make it so that you can play every or any sort of calm no matter what. No matter what gods come out you have to pick from, or no matter what happens, in the game, you can still flex into any comp and make all the comps playable. Like Lulu right now, completely unplayable. You can't play her. I saw that she was getting buffed in the upcoming patch, so we'll see how that goes. You know, but yeah, I just wanted to talk about it because I thought it was just me. Like I realized the game was just completely polarizing and conditional, but then I saw other TFT players talking about it, so I was like, okay, it's not just me. You know what I mean? Um, like you have to play meta and not just only play meta. Again, you're locked into a small set of meta comps. Um, as the from when the game starts, or else you're screwed. You want to play Victor, you better have drone up linkers. You're going bot 4. You want to play Zaya? oh, you better have the boar or the serpent, or you're going dead last. Want to play Twisted Fate reroll? You have to have the medallion. You're going bot four. You know what I mean? It's like okay, I get it for the Stargazer. I get that because it's like a standalone thing. It's like okay, every game the Stargazer thing is different. Fine, that's fine. But the fact that there's so many conditions that need to be met just to play a comp in ranked, you know, um, it's not fun, man. It is just hellish. I can't tell you how many times where I'm playing a game, right? And it's like it's either okay, I get a sense of direction, but because the conditions to meet it are like so particular, right? Or rather, I should say the pool of comps people can play is so small because of the conditions. I'm contested most of my games. In about 80 to 90% of my games, I'm always contested. Even if I'm in the perfect spot to start a comp, I will still get contested. I just had a game about a couple minutes ago. I almost lost my mind. I started off with Stargazer, and it was a very good Stargazer. It was the board, so I was like, all right, I'm just gonna play Zaya, And I typed in chat, I was like, I got an emblem for Stargazer in chat. I got contested by two other people, right? And I'm thinking to myself, are these like, no, like, oh man, I can't even bring words to even say like, because what do I say? That makes no sense. Why would you contest me? You see, I start off with a Stargazer emblem, right? I say in chat, I am going Stargazer, right? I have my sense of direction. This is where I'm going, and you contest me. Those guys ended up going bot four, and I came like what third that game. I came third that game. I was like, yo, good job, guys, for contesting me and going dead last. But a part of me wants to blame them and be like, well, you guys were really stupid, right? You saw what I started out with, and I made it very clear which comp I was going, and you still contested me. Two people contested me, right? But at the same time, I also can't really blame them because in that game, there's such a small amount of good comps that they could possibly play, right? It's not to say they could have seen that and be like, oh, okay, well, then they'll just play any random number of comps. No, they can't do that. They have to play the small amount of meta comps or like really good comps for them to even stand a chance of getting like a top four. So it's like how could you look at that game state and be like, "Yep, this is balanced and this is fun." You know what I mean? It's just unplayable, man. It is unplayable. And don't even get me started on the augments with the whole forged in strength. Oh my god. Oh my god, bro. Yeah, but I think I will start making videos TFT related. You know, because it is something I'm passionate about. It is something I play again. I was so happy with last set. I hit master and actually hit master for the first time in set 16. I never hit master before. Normally, what I would do, um, I would hit diamond and then I'd be like, okay, I've hit diamond. I feel good about myself, and then I'm not gonna climb any further. But set 16 was so enjoyable that I was like, you know what? I know I have the potential and the skill to do better, and I did. I climbed all the way up to master, right? And I stayed there until the set ended. So now I know that's like okay, I'm at that skill level, which is great. I'm happy. I'm really proud of myself. But I don't know, man. Like with the way this set is looking, I don't know. Like I'm gonna have to see some changes unless I continue my grind because again, as I said, if anything, I might just either quit once I hit like diamond or something, or at least wait until the next patch comes out and see what's going on. You know what I mean? Uh, but yeah, I really need to see some improvements. The game right now is taking everything within me to just not tweak out, you know, because nothing feels worse, especially when you're playing a game and again the game doesn't give you any sort of direction, so you still don't really know what to play. And then it's like stage 3-2, you're like 50 HP, there's still no sense of direction, and you decide to pick something, but because you're playing like a random comp with none of the conditions met, that you just go dead last. It's like, you know like again, I had a game a couple days ago where I just wasn't getting anything that was giving me any sort of direction, and I wasn't hitting any of the conditions for any of like the high tier comps. So I was like, all right, I think it was like the Fountain Stargaze. I was like, let me just go Lulu, man. Like at least I have mana items. I have some Lulus. I'll just go Lulu reroll because that's like the best thing I can play. And I went dead last. And it's like, well, no shit, but like, what else was I supposed to do? You know what I mean? Like, that's the best thing I could have played, right? It's what the game gave me, and because it wasn't a good comp at all, and I didn't meet any of the conditions for any of the good comps, I just went last. I could have played that game perfectly and still went dead last. You know what I mean? Like, and that's the thing. What I really don't like. Yes, TFT has a lot of randomness to it. That's part of the whole vibe of the game. The randomness and trying to make best of what you get. But there's a difference between randomness and then just like I don't even know what you would call that. Like because it's not randomness. It's literally just you're getting cocked, and it's not your fault. But like that's just what's happening. So yeah, um, we'll see how it goes. But I just needed to get this off my chest, man. I needed to get this off my chest. And you're probably wondering again, like about the camera quality. It's pretty bad. I'm using my laptop to do this. Not good quality. My phone, excuse me, which I usually record on. I gotta get a new phone, man. Like my phone is not the camera quality again on that is not so good. I need to get a lot of stuff, man. I need to see if I can buy myself a new phone. I need to see if I can buy myself a new computer. I get a mic, an outdoor mic, so I can properly record videos outside. A proper like, you know, selfie stick or something like what do you call it, a gimbal or something to make proper videos. But get new headphones. There's a lot of stuff I need to do. I don't know how I'm gonna do that. Like that's probably like a long time from now. Who knows? But I'm making do with what I have. You know what I mean? So apologies for the poor quality. I know it looks very fuzzy, but can't do anything about that. At least not right now. But yeah, thanks for watching. I'll catch you later. Oh, and do let me know again if you guys want to see me like play and stuff, because I don't mind. I actually think that's kind of a good idea. I might actually look into that. But yeah, see ya.